Earth was alive that day. Cars filled the roads. People walked fast, holding phones and coffee cups. Children laughed in parks. Planes crossed the sky like thin white lines. No one knew that this normal day was about to end. At exactly 9:17 a.m., something strange happened. Every screen on Earth turned black. Phones shut down. Television channels stopped. Radio voices disappeared mid-sentence. For 1 second, the world thought it was a technical failure. Then the sky changed. Clouds stopped moving, as if time had frozen. The wind died suddenly. Birds in the air dropped down, confused and silent. People slowly looked up. What they saw made their bodies freeze. The blue sky was no longer visible. Something massive was blocking it. Not one object. Not 10. Hundreds. Huge dark shapes hovered above the planet. They were not planes. They were not satellites. They were ships. Alien warships. Each ship was larger than the biggest city on Earth. Their surface looked like living metal, slowly shifting and glowing with strange symbols. 1 ship. 10 ships. 100 ships. The count kept rising. 500 alien warships surrounded Earth. They formed a perfect circle around the planet. No sound came from them. No light beams. No explosions. Just silence. People screamed in fear. Some dropped to their knees. Others ran without knowing where to go. Soldiers pointed weapons at the sky, knowing they were useless. Governments tried to respond. Emergency systems activated. Nuclear defenses powered up. Global leaders demanded answers. But the alien fleet did nothing. They didn't attack. They didn't speak. They only watched. From space, Earth looked small and weak. Inside one alien command ship, the atmosphere was tense. Tall figures with glowing eyes studied the planet below. One alien officer spoke in a low voice. "The planet still breathes." Another answered, "Fear hidden behind anger." "Then it has not arrived yet." They were not discussing humans. Humans were not the threat. Something else was. Back on Earth, panic grew. People prayed. People cried. Cities shut down within minutes. Then something unexpected happened. An old satellite woke up. It was one of the first satellites humans had ever sent into space. Launched decades ago. Declared dead long ago. Suddenly, it powered itself on. Scientists stared at their monitors in disbelief. The satellite was receiving a signal. Not from Earth. Not from the alien fleet. The signal was coming from deep space. Very deep. Beyond known star systems. The signal was old. Older than modern technology. Older than human space history. The data entered Earth's emergency networks. Every screen on the planet turned on again. This time, they showed the same message. White letters on a black background. 6 simple words. "Do not fear. We are returning." The message repeated again and again. No country name. No symbol. No explanation. People didn't know what scared them more. The alien ships. Or that message. Who was returning? Humans had never sent anything that far. Scientists searched ancient records. Old space myths. Secret military archives. Hidden files never shown to the public. One scientist whispered, his voice shaking. "This signal, it uses human language." Another replied, confused. "But it's impossible. The source is too far. Too old." Before they could say more, the alien ships moved. For the first time since their arrival, the fleet shifted. They slowly pulled back from Earth. Not retreating. Making space. As if they were expecting something to arrive. Inside the alien command ship, alarms sounded. An alien commander shouted, "The void is opening." The void. A region of space believed to be empty. Dead. Nothing had ever returned from it. Until now. Far beyond Earth, space began to twist. Stars bent like reflections on water. Darkness cracked open. Something massive was coming through. Something ancient. Something powerful. The alien fleet began to reposition, weapons charging. Fear spread among them. One alien spoke the words they feared most. It is a human vessel. Back on Earth, telescopes captured strange readings. Energy levels impossible to measure. Gravity behaving in unnatural ways. Then people saw it. A shadow larger than the alien ships. A shape forming from darkness. Slowly, a massive battleship emerged from the void. Its design was unlike anything humans had built. But somehow, it felt familiar. Old symbols covered its surface. Human symbols. The ship was silent. Still. Waiting. As if listening to Earth. As if recognizing home. On every screen across the planet, a new message appeared. Only one sentence this time. Earth has not forgotten us. Neither have we. The alien fleet stopped moving. They had surrounded Earth for a reason. Not to invade. Not to destroy. They were not hunters. They were guards. And now, the thing they feared had returned. The ancient human battleship powered up. Its lights ignited like stars. And the universe prepared to remember a war it tried to erase. The world was no longer screaming. It was silent. Every human on Earth watched the sky. The ancient battleship floated above the planet, half inside darkness, half in light. It was larger than any alien ship. Larger than anything humans had ever imagined. It did not attack. It did not speak. It simply existed. And that scared everyone. Inside Earth's underground command centers, scientists and generals stood frozen. Their machines showed numbers that made no sense. Energy readings went off the scale. This ship, one scientist whispered, it's using physics we don't understand. Military leaders asked the same question again and again. Is it friendly? No one answered. Because no one knew. The alien fleet stayed far back now. Their perfect formation was broken. Some ships trembled, adjusting positions again and again. They were nervous. Inside the alien command ship, fear filled the air. An alien officer looked at the ancient battleship. It has awakened, he said. Another replied angrily, hiding his fear. It should not exist. Humans were never meant to remember. The alien commander turned toward the dark shape on the screen. If that ship is active, he said slowly, then Earth is not just a planet. He paused. It is a battlefield. Back on Earth, scientists continued digging into hidden data. Old military servers unlocked automatically. Files marked forbidden appeared. No one had ever seen them before. The files were older than modern governments. Older than space programs. One file had a simple title, Project Ancestor. Inside it was a shocking truth. Humans were not new to space. Long before recorded history, humanity had reached the stars. They were explorers, builders, warriors. But something had gone wrong. A war so large that time itself tried to erase it. An enemy not from another planet, but from another reality. The file showed images of ancient human ships. One image froze everyone. It matched the ship in the sky. Same shape. Same symbols. The name appeared on the screen. Says Eternity. A human battleship. Lost more than 100,000 years ago. Declared destroyed. A legend. One scientist looked at the data, his voice shaking. This ship didn't just survive, he said. It evolved. Suddenly, the ancient battleship moved. Slowly, calmly. The movement caused gravity waves across space. Satellites were pushed aside like dust. The ship turned its front toward the alien fleet. No weapons fired. No warning. Just a silent message sent across space. The alien ships received it instantly. Their systems screamed in panic. The message was simple. Old. Human. You should not have come back. The alien fleet reacted at once. Weapons powered up. Energy cores glowed bright red and blue. They had waited for this moment. The commander shouted orders. All units prepare to fire. Before it fully wakes. Before they could attack, something unexpected happened. The ancient battleship sent another signal. This one went to Earth. Every screen turned white. A calm voice filled the world. Not loud. Not angry. Steady. Human. This is the eternity. People held their breath. We were created to protect this world, the voice continued. When humanity could not protect itself. The voice paused, as if remembering something painful. We failed once. Images appeared. Visions of ancient cities burning. Human fleets fighting impossible enemies. Stars collapsing. We will not fail again. The message ended. The alien fleet fired. Hundreds of beams shot toward the eternity. Light filled space. Earth's people screamed. But the beams never reached their target. A shield appeared around the ancient ship. Not glowing. Not visible. The alien weapons vanished when they touched it. As if space itself refused to harm the ship. The eternity responded. One weapon activated. Just one. A single pulse moved through space. It did not explode. It erased. 50 alien warships disappeared instantly. No debris. No fire. Gone. The alien fleet fell into chaos. Panic spread. This is impossible, an alien officer shouted. The commander stared at the screen in horror. The humans. They remember. On Earth, people cried. Not from fear. From hope. For the first time since the ships arrived, Earth was not helpless. Inside the eternity, deep within its core, a chamber began to open. Lights slowly turned on. A human figure floated inside. Connected to the ship. Sleeping. Waiting. Monitors showed his name. Commander Oren Kale. Status. Awakening. The ancient ship was not acting alone. It had a leader. And he was human. As his eyes slowly opened, the universe prepared itself. Because the war that once ended humanity was about to begin again. The ancient battleship floated above Earth like a silent god. After the attack, space became still again. The alien fleet pulled farther back. Their confidence was gone. Their fear was real now. Inside the human battleship, systems came fully online. Light spread through endless metal halls. Machines that had slept for thousands of years woke up. Deep in the core chamber, Commander Oren Kale opened his eyes. The first thing he felt was pain. Not physical pain. Memory. He saw stars burning. Human cities falling. His soldiers screaming as space tore apart around them. Oren took a slow breath. I'm awake, he said quietly. The ship answered him. A calm voice filled the chamber. Welcome back, Commander. Oren looked at the hologram forming before him. How long? He asked. Time since last command, the ship replied. 103,000 years. Oren closed his eyes. Humanity had survived longer than he feared. That was good. But if the eternity had awakened him, then the war had returned. On Earth, scientists and leaders watched in silence as new data streamed in. The battleship was sending information. Not commands. History. Images filled the screens. Ancient Earth. Human cities older than any known civilization. Starships leaving the planet. A voice spoke softly over the images. This is what we were. People across the world stared in disbelief. Humans had once ruled the stars. They had built fleets that could bend space. They had fought enemies beyond normal reality. And they had lost. Inside the alien command ship, anger replaced fear. The alien commander struck the control panel. He lives, he growled. The human commander lives. Another alien spoke carefully. Then Earth was never abandoned. It was hidden. The commander's eyes burned. And we were ordered to watch it. Not invade. Not destroy. He clenched his fists. Until he returned. Back inside the eternity, Oren stood from his chamber. Mechanical arms disconnected from his body. His armor formed around him slowly. It looked human. But stronger. Older. Built for a war that no longer existed. Or so everyone believed. Oren walked toward the command deck. As he moved, memories returned in pieces. The enemy. Not aliens alone. They were servants. The real enemy lived between dimensions. They fed on civilizations. Earth had been the final target. Humans had made a choice long ago. Hide Earth. Erase their own history. Leave one ship behind. A guardian. The eternity. Oren reached the main command deck. Stars filled the view before him. 500 alien warships hovered at a distance. "Report," Oren said. "The enemy's watchers remain," the ship replied. "They fear you." Oren allowed himself a small smile. "Good." On Earth, something else happened. Ancient structures began to activate. Hidden beneath mountains, under oceans, below deserts, human defense systems, long buried, long forgotten. They responded to Oren's presence. Satellites older than modern space stations moved into orbit. Weapons humanity never knew it had began to wake. The alien fleet noticed. Panic spread again. "This was never just a planet," an alien officer said. "It is a trap." The commander stared at Earth. "And we are standing inside it." Suddenly, a transmission reached the eternity. Not from Earth. Not from the alien fleet. From beyond space. The same darkness that birthed the eternity. A voice echoed through the ship. Cold. Not human. Not alien. "You should have stayed asleep, Oren Kale." Oren's expression hardened. "I sealed you away," he replied calmly. "You were never meant to return." The voice laughed. "Time favors us. Humanity is weak again." Oren turned toward the stars. "They don't need to be strong," he said. "They only need time." The transmission ended. The alien fleet moved into attack formation again. They had their orders. Delay the eternity. Buy time. For something far worse. Oren placed his hand on the command console. "All systems to battle mode," he ordered. The eternity responded instantly. Space itself bent around the ship. Energy surged like a living thing. Oren looked toward Earth. "So much has changed," he whispered. "But some things remain." The ancient human battleship moved forward. Not to defend. Not to retreat. To hunt. And far beyond the stars, something massive began to stir. Something that remembered Oren Kale. And wanted him dead. Space above Earth was no longer quiet. The ancient battleship Eternity moved forward. Slow and steady. It did not rush. It did not hide. It moved like it had all the time in the universe. The alien fleet reacted at once. Ships spread out in wide patterns. Weapons charged. Energy lights filled the darkness of space. They were not attacking Earth. They were forming a wall. A wall between the Eternity and something else. Inside the Eternity, Commander Oren Kale stood calmly on the command deck. "Begin engagement," he said. "No anger. No fear. Just purpose." The Eternity fired. This time, it was not a warning. Multiple beams cut through space. They moved silently, bending around alien shields. Alien warships exploded into light and dust. 10 ships fell. Then 20. The alien fleet fired back. Hundreds of energy blasts rushed toward the Eternity. Earth's people watched in horror. The sky turned bright with moving fire. But the Eternity did not fall. Its shield absorbed the attacks like rain hitting stone. Not one beam reached the ship. On Earth, hidden systems activated faster. Mountains opened. Oceans shifted. Ancient structures rose from deep underground. Human defense platforms emerged into orbit. Old satellites transformed into weapons. For the first time, Earth stood armed. Inside an alien ship, panic took control. "This is impossible," an officer shouted. "The planet itself is fighting." The alien commander remained silent. He knew the truth. They were never meant to win. They were meant to delay. "Hold formation," he ordered. "Buy time." The Eternity pushed forward again. Alien ships tried to block its path. One moved directly in front of it. The Eternity did not slow. The alien ship vanished as if erased from existence. No explosion. No sound. Just empty space. Oren watched without emotion. "Humans once ruled fear," he said quietly. "We forgot that lesson." The alien fleet began to break apart. Ships attempted to escape. Others moved closer to Earth, desperate. Suddenly, something changed. A signal spread across the alien fleet. Their movements became organized again. Calm. Too calm. Oren noticed it at once. They are not retreating, he said. They are preparing. Before he could speak again, space behind the alien fleet darkened. Stars disappeared. Dark shapes began to form. Not ships. Not machines. Living shadows. Earth sensors failed instantly. Human screens filled with static. Fear returned. A voice echoed across all channels. Not alien. Not human. Old. We are awake. The shadows moved closer. Even the alien fleet pulled back in fear. This was always their plan, Oren said. Use us as a shield. The ancient enemy had arrived. Creatures from between realities. The ones humans had fought long ago. They fed on planets, on life, on time itself. The eternity turned to face them. Energy levels surged higher than ever before. Oren's voice remained steady. All Earth defenses, he ordered. Focus on evacuation zones. Earth's hidden systems responded. Cities were covered in protective fields. Space elevators activated. Ancient human technology protected civilians. Above them, the true war began. The eternity fired into the shadows. This time, the enemy did not vanish easily. The shadows screamed. Space twisted violently. The alien fleet was caught between two nightmares. Some alien ships were pulled into darkness. Others were destroyed by the eternity's fire. The alien commander watched his fleet fall. This is not our war anymore, he whispered. Oren stepped closer to the main screen. Leave, he transmitted to the aliens. You were never the enemy. Some alien ships listened. They turned and escaped into deep space. Others stayed. Too afraid. Too late. One massive shadow moved forward. Larger than anything before. It reached toward Earth. The eternity moved instantly. The ancient battleship placed itself between Earth and the darkness. Oren spoke one final command. Full power. The eternity glowed like a newborn star. Space cracked around it. Earth's sky lit up brighter than day. People shielded their eyes. And in that moment, the universe understood one thing clearly. Humanity was not alone. It never was. And the Guardian of Earth was ready to finish what it started long ago. The light from the eternity faded slowly. When people on Earth opened their eyes, the sky was still burning. The ancient battleship stood between Earth and the darkness. Its shields were strong, but not untouched. For the first time, the eternity showed damage. Cracks of energy moved across its surface. Old systems struggled to stay stable. Inside the ship, alarms sounded. Commander Oren Kale watched calmly. Damage report, he said. Shield integrity at 60%, the ship replied. Core energy decreasing. Oren nodded. He had expected this. The enemy they faced was older than fear. Stronger than fleets. Could not be destroyed easily. The massive shadow creature moved again. It did not rush. It learned. Every attack made it smarter. The creature spoke without sound. You still protect them, it said inside Oren's mind. You always choose the same ending. Oren answered quietly. Because some endings are worth repeating. The eternity fired again. This time, the attack pushed the shadow back, but only for a moment. Dark energy wrapped around the ship. Gravity twisted. Time slowed. On Earth, people felt it. Clocks stopped. Oceans froze in waves. Children stopped breathing for one terrifying second. Then everything moved again. The shadow enemy was testing Earth. Oren realized the truth. It wants the planet alive, he said. It wants humans afraid. The ship paused. Recommendation? It asked. Oren looked at Earth on the screen. A world that had forgotten its past. A world that still deserved a future. There is only one option, he said. On Earth, ancient human systems began to redirect power. Cities dimmed. Lights went out across continents. Energy was being taken. Given to the eternity. Scientists shouted in fear. They're draining the planet. But then they saw where the power was going. Into shields. Into protection fields. Into the people. The eternity was not stealing. It was borrowing. The shadow enemy noticed the change. It moved faster now. The alien fleet, what was left of it, tried to escape. Some ships were swallowed by darkness. Others vanished into hyperspace. Their role was finished. This war was no longer about them. Inside the eternity, Commander Oren walked toward the core chamber. The ship's voice changed. "Commander," it said carefully, "core override requires a living anchor." Oren stopped. He knew what that meant. Long ago, he had made the same choice. But this time, there was no fleet behind him. Only one ship. One world. Oren removed his helmet. "I was never meant to return to Earth," he said. "I was meant to protect it." He entered the core. Lights surrounded him. Machines connected to his body. Pain returned, but he did not scream. The eternity reacted instantly. Its energy rose beyond limits. The shadow enemy screamed again. This time in fear. Oren's voice echoed across space. "To all human systems," he said. "This is Commander Oren Kale." His voice reached Earth. "I ask for nothing. I take responsibility." People listened in silence. "This world will live," he continued, "even if I do not." The eternity charged forward, straight into the darkness. A massive wave of energy exploded outward. Space folded in on itself. The shadow enemy began to break apart. Not destroyed. Sealed. Locked away. Earth's sky slowly returned to blue. Stars reappeared. Silence followed. Then, the eternity stopped moving. Its lights dimmed. On Earth, people cried. Not in fear. In loss. Sensors showed the impossible. The shadow enemy was gone. The war ended. But the ancient battleship drifted, silent and dark. Inside the core, Oren's life signs were weak. The ship spoke softly. "Commander status, unknown." The universe held its breath. Because the Guardian of Earth had paid the highest price. And no one knew if he was truly gone. For 3 days, Earth waited. The ancient battleship Eternity drifted silently above the planet. No lights. No movement. People watched the sky day and night. Some believed the war was over. Others believed something worse was coming. Inside Earth's command centers, sensors showed no enemy activity. The shadows were gone. Space was calm. But the Eternity did not answer. Scientists sent signals again and again. No reply. Many believed Commander Oren Kale was dead. A man who had saved a world. And vanished. On the 4th day, something changed. A soft pulse moved through space. Small. Weak. But real. The Eternity's outer lights flickered once. Then again. On Earth, screens turned on automatically. A single line appeared. Core stabilization in progress. Hope returned. Inside the Eternity, systems slowly rebooted. Power flowed through damaged circuits. Ancient machines repaired themselves. Deep inside the core chamber, a human heartbeat was detected. Weak, but alive. Oren Kale floated in silence. Machines kept him breathing. His body was changed. Energy lines ran through his skin like light beneath water. The ship spoke gently. "Commander," it said, "you remain connected." Oren did not open his eyes. But his mind was awake. He felt Earth. Not through sensors. Through memory. Voices. Dreams. Hope. On Earth, people around the world felt something strange. A calm presence. As if someone was watching over them. Children stopped crying at night. Storms weakened before reaching cities. The planet was healing. Then the aliens returned. Not with weapons. With a message. 3 alien ships appeared at the edge of the solar system. They stopped far from Earth. A transmission followed. The alien commander from before appeared on screen. "We were never conquerors," he said. "We were witnesses." He revealed the truth. The shadow beings were not prisoners. They were hunters. They followed life across galaxies. Whenever they came close, advanced species were forced to choose. Fight and die. Or hide a world and guard it forever. Humans had chosen the second path. Earth was the last hidden world. The eternity was not a weapon, the alien said. It was a promise. Oren heard the message. His eyes opened slowly. I am not finished, he whispered. Inside the eternity, systems responded. The ship's voice grew stronger. Commander function restored at 30%. Oren understood. He could not return to Earth. Not fully. His body was now part of the ship. If he left the core, the seal would weaken. The shadow enemy could return. On Earth, leaders asked one question. What happens now? The answer came from the sky. The eternity moved higher into orbit. Not leaving. Watching. Protecting. Oren sent one final message to Earth. Not a command. A promise. I will remain here, his voice said. As long as humanity needs time. People cried again. But this time, not from loss. From understanding. The alien ships turned away. Their duty complete. As they left, one alien spoke quietly. He is no longer just human. Inside the eternity, Oren looked out at Earth. A small blue world. Fragile. Beautiful. He closed his eyes and became something more than a man. Something between life and legend. A guardian. Waiting. Because the universe never stays quiet forever. Years passed. Earth changed. The skies were clear again. Cities grew stronger. Humanity learned to live without fear. Above the planet, the eternity remained. Always watching. Always silent. Children grew up knowing one truth. Earth was protected. People no longer looked at the sky with panic. They looked with hope. History books slowly revealed the hidden past. Not all at once. Not with fear. But with understanding. Humans had once reached the stars. They had fallen. And they had risen again. At the center of it all was a name. Oren Kale. Not called a soldier. Not called a king. Called a guardian. Inside the eternity, Oren existed between moments. He did not age. He did not sleep like before. He felt time pass through Earth. Every laugh. Every tear. Every step forward. Human technology advanced faster than ever. New energy systems appeared. Space travel returned. But this time, humanity moved carefully. They did not rush into war. They remembered. One night, something changed. Oren felt it first. A ripple beyond the stars. Small. Hidden. Familiar. His eyes opened. The seal is holding, the ship said. But something is testing it. Oren knew what that meant. The shadows were gone. But the universe was wide. And not all threats were the same. On Earth, deep space sensors detected a signal. Not hostile. Not friendly. Unknown. It came from a region never explored. The signal repeated one word. Observer. Scientists were confused. Was it a message? Or a warning? Oren watched quietly. Humanity was not ready yet. But soon they would be. He sent a message to Earth. Short. Simple. Prepare but do not fear. The message spread across the planet. Not as panic. As purpose. Years later, the first new human starship launched. It did not carry weapons. It carried knowledge. Hope. Choice. As it passed the eternity, its crew paused. They saluted the ancient battleship. Oren felt pride. Humanity was no longer hiding. Far beyond the stars, something watched. Something patient. Something curious. Not all unknowns were enemies. Some were waiting to see what humanity would become. The eternity glowed softly above Earth. A silent promise. A final thought echoed through space. Humanity was never weak. It was only learning. And now, the universe was watching back.